I love all you guys, and I cannot thank you enough, man, for the kind emails and tweets and Instagrams over the last few weeks for the Rollins and Ben Montench episodes. Those were very special to me. They were monumental to the show, and I'm so glad you guys loved them. Let's get into it right now. Keep the candles lit, my friends. Mr. Brent Hinds. All right, here we are, another episode of Let There Be Talk. Great guest today. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, amazing to have
I'm
you.
an actor and I'm an action star. I do all kinds of stuff. I'm a musician.
Oh, man. How are you, Brent?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm great, man. You got 2 more dates on the run here, man.
Best news I ever heard.
Best news I ever heard. You went riding yesterday. I've been seeing your Instagram, and you've been riding Harleys all over.
I ride all the time. Always have. Always will.
You got a bike at home?
Several.
What do you got?
Oh, I got some old Triumphs. I got an old 98 SNS Evo. I got a old Road King. I got 2 old Road Kings.
What years?
One's a 2003 and one's a 03, one's an 04.
Oh, you got a 100-year anniversary.
Yeah, I got the 100th anniversary. It was my dad's, actually. My dad gave it to me.
Wow, black and silver or the blue?
Black and silver.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the one, man.
That's the one. That's the only one.
That's I don't care who says anything about anything. That's the one. That's the bike. Everybody, every time I've ever ridden that, people are like, what the fuck? I'm like, my dad gave it to me. My dad did really well for himself in the early 2000s. He owned a bunch of repeater towers, working for Motorola and whatnot, and he branched off and did his own thing, doing like two-way communication called Telecom Network, and he, man, fucking the cell phone came out, and all the cell phone companies had to rent they wanted to buy the towers from my dad. My dad was like, no, you can rent them.
Yeah.
So even to this day, all the cell phone companies rent towers from my dad, and he gave me this bike. I was riding it, and I was like, what would it take to get this out of your hands? Like, well, here's the keys, and you can just have it, because he's 74. I don't think he likes to ride anymore. I think for him and his wife is gone. They had the headset, the leathers. I mean, they were like pretty serious, and always have been, like, my whole life. My brother and my dad we're hardcore, just they're business guys, but they grew up riding bikes. And then, of course, I was the youngest guy there, and they put me on the little bike. And then my brother got hurt really bad, and then the bikes got pulled. And then and then the guitar kind of started, and then I just was too busy to fuck with it, But as of the last, like, maybe around 2010, I just kind of been. That's when my brother passed away from some fucking weird heart attack or some shit, but. We had like a biker procession where everyone drove bikes to honor him, honor him, and then we drove him down to the burial site and reception and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, like I basically went on tour for 15 years and never got to see my family that much. But I was kind of estranged from them at the time. I'd kind of ran away from home when I was younger, and just kind of never went back really until my brother passed away, and then we just kind of, It was like,
how are you with the family now? Good?
Killer, yeah, super good. Yeah.
That's amazing your dad owns those towers, because I always hear about like how...
I don't give no reception.
No, but I mean how like that's where the money's at, in the towers,
My dad didn't even know that he was he didn't know that the cell phone was going to... My dad was always just trying to fix two-wave radios.
Yeah.
And trying to provide a two-wave radio communication service for the public. That's all my dad was ever concerned with. He wasn't concerned about iPhones. He didn't even know. No one could ever saw that coming, honestly.
Nope.
But that came out of nowhere in 2003 when he had already bought up all the property. Because back then, back then when my dad was buying this stuff up in the 90s, it was like literally like buying that a plot of property as big as that chair, just big enough to put the mount and the tower up.
Right.
You don't have to buy an acre.
No.
Buy like 3 by 6 square.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's very cheap to do that. And it's not even that much money to put those towers up, you know.
Yeah.
And they're called microwave 280 microwave towers, and they just have all these weird gadgets on them that keep the signals going for all our phones and whatnot.
That's
Well,
wild.
yeah, he could have never saw that coming. So, you know, people like to tease me. I tell them, yeah, my dad did really well for himself. Oh, you a rich kid? I'm like, hell no. I grew up in a trailer park, you know.
Yeah,
like
really?
playing with boogers and dirt and stuff. I bet, you know, I mean, honestly, I'm super proud of my dad for being an accidental genius.
You got a haircut. You got a fresh cut, man. The old summer cut. It's boiling out there, right?
My hair was. I'm 44. My hair's thinning. I have really like curly hair, so when it grows out, I guess people can't even tell, and they're like, "Man, I didn't know you were bald." And it's like it's so frizzy and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't care who. I could tell, and it just looks like I'm holding on to the past. Fuck that. And also, it was hotter than dick outside. It was like 104 degrees on a couple of shows, like the sun just setting on us, and I just, man, where's the nearest barber shop?
Yeah,
you know?
see you
Just
later.
take it down to a 1. This has grown out quite a bit. This is in May 20 something.
Right.
Or actually May. You know what? It was around the teens because that's when Troy's little brother Darren's birthday is. So he could tell you exactly when it is.
Dude, I just found out that, first of all, I love Emperor Sand. It's been my record of the year. Ever since it came out, I interviewed Braun at the Palladium when you guys were there.
Yeah.
And
I was jealous. I'm glad I'm in this hot seat.
oh, fuck yeah, dude. I'm so fired up to have you. But I've been worshiping this record all year. And I tweeted a couple weeks ago, I think that your band in the last 5 years has slowly become one of my favorite bands of all time. And it's crazy how it's creeping in, you know? And my main point is that Emperor Sand came out, I worshiped the record, and the EP came out, and I wasn't really giving it any love because I was still on the record, and now I'm fucking hooked on the EP, and I think the EP is my favorite thing ever
Are you
done.
in a cold, dark place?
Yeah. I mean, come on, dude. And what I just heard was Toe to Toes was wrote for Emperor Sand, and you didn't want it on there.
No, I wrote it for. No, I wrote. Okay, let's get this clear.
Yeah.
I wrote the song Jaguar God for the closer on Cold Dark Place. Okay.
Yep.
And then once Braun heard the song that I'd written for my EP with Mastodon, and I told him that Toe to Toes is going to be on, basically, you know, it's a swap.
Right.
You know, like Toe to Toes was supposed to be on Emperor of the Sand.
Right.
And you know, the other
Jaguar
song,
was gonna
Jaguar
be-
God was supposed to be on Cold Dark Place. But Braun, you know, he's very persuasive, and he's got the right words. He has good almost manipulation in a way, you know, like, you know what I mean?
Communication skills.
Communication manipulation, yeah. But
So-
yeah, anyways, yeah. So yeah, I you know, that was all those songs were shelved for a while.
They're
And,
just unbelievable, though.
yeah, they were shelved because they didn't sound like anything we'd ever done before, and we're just kind of looking for a. First of all, we didn't have any time to fuck with it. Honestly, we
Right.
were on tour all the time, and I never even had to. I wish I could go back and release that album all over again. It would be a lot better because I didn't really have time to mix it properly and yada yada.
On the EP or the Emperor Sand?
On the EP,
Right. But the EP, dude, to me, it just sounds like the future of Mastodon. It's got such
It's
this.
very out there.
Well,
I mean, yeah, come on. Like, here's what we're about to show the world. We can regress and die, and we can go inward also. You know, like we
Yeah.
don't always have to go outward. I mean, I really want our next album to be some kind of like fucking smash you in the face punk rock album, kind of like our first album was. But you know how we play. You know, just with our style of playing, like put to punk rock, can be some intense punk rock. You know, all punk rock's intense, but that's more of the vibe of the music. I'm talking about the skill of the players, like doing the vibe.
Yeah.
Because like we love heavy metal, and we've proved that we've been dubbed a heavy metal band for a long time, but we're really just we love more so love punk rock than we do heavy metal, and we also love like country music and stuff. So
Yeah.
I want to do a punk rock album and I want to do a country album with Mastodon. I want to get it as diverse as possible.
Absolutely. I mean, that's how
I mean, Ween is a big influence on me, and I don't really care who likes us. I know that we have a formula that has worked for us for 18 years. So, whoever doesn't like it, they can just take a break or something. Maybe, like maybe come back. But we have to tap into what we love. Like country music, jazz, punk rock. These are things that we haven't really explored as just put an album out.
right. What kind do you listen to any newer country like Jamie Johnson or any of the kind of the dark guys?
Absolutely not.
No, just old school like Hank and Johnny and Willie.
Just the standards.
Yeah.
I mean, they never get old. But the new music that sounds old never gets right in my ears. I don't know. I always can hear that it just depends on who it is, and I guess I haven't heard whatever it is that everyone's crazy about.
There's some dudes out there.
I've heard of Sturgill Simpson and
and
I'm good. Well, I'd like to say I'm good friends with Shooter Jennings, but I think he just has too much to drink and tries to call me and text me a lot and wants to start a band. And then I see him in person and he's like, whoa, shocked or something. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. I just played the Ryman Theater in Nashville doing comedy.
Yeah,
and
we did that. We
opening for Bill Burr. And man,
love Bill Burr.
Yeah, right. And
Bill Bailey, I think I'm talking about. Bill, English guy. Bill Burr is English? No,
Bill Burr's a L.A. guy.
Okay, yeah.
New York, Boston, L.A. guy. Bill Bailey, I haven't heard of him.
Or there's a pretty popular comedian in England, but anyhow, yeah.
So, a country record by Mastodon would be amazing, right?
Yeah, that'd be. I would enjoy that. I'd love to dress up like a cowboy and play fancy big hollow body guitars. I would enjoy that. I don't know, like I said, how much of our audience would enjoy it.
Yeah.
But that's not something that we're really trying to put too many thoughts into because we want to just, we want to create a discography that's kind of like nobody else has done and touch all these genres, but and try to. I mean, everyone knows that we can lick heavy metal. I mean, or everyone knows that Braun can play the double bass, basically.
Right. Yeah, I
just want to show people that Braun can also not play the double bass.
That'd be amazing.
He can
get into some 3-part harmonies.
He's just a very good artist and a musician. So, but he's not a very big country fan. I don't think.
Right.
I know he doesn't lean that way, but I know he has come from those roots, as his grandmother and grandfather were in a country band and actually knew Ernest Tubbs personally. So,
you guys ever fuck around with that on sound check or something? Just play a country song?
Absolutely not, because they are meet and greets. Our sound checks are meet and greets, and these Mastodon people show up and they don't want to hear that shit.
Oh, I got you. They're there at the sound checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the industry now.
That's what we've been subjected to is, basically fucking, just bowing to people. Thank you so much again.
Let's talk about, I know you're a Neurosis fan and Melvin's fan, right? Who else were you listening to early on punk rock wise? Was it like
Germs, Ramones, Dead Kennedys,
Devo? Yeah,
Devo for sure. Just I don't really know like anything other than those bands back then. I was a kid, it's like hard to know what the scene was like back then.
Yeah, absolutely. What got you into the guitar? Which band?
I was watching TV. I was watching Hee Haw.
Hee Haw?
With my mom, and they had Eric Clapton on there.
Really?
And I was like, or somebody, it wasn't like a country guy, and I was like, who's that guy? Because I'd seen Hee Haw before. And he was like, that's so-and-so. And I was like, man, what's he doing there? Sounds like from another country. He's like, oh, yeah, they fly artists they fly guitar players everywhere. They probably from wherever. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, I'm a little child. I'm like, man, Mom, give me a guitar. I want one of those things. She's like, man, the guitar players just fly around, bebop around, and just play guitar basically. So, and it sounded pretty appealing to me.
Yeah.
As a child.
What was your first guitar? A copy?
It was like a old shitty acoustic with black nylon strings on it. I think it was a Harmony guitar.
You remember your first great electric you got?
My first electric period was a Westone electric. Had 4 knobs and a whammy bar, and I was good enough for this 8-year-old at the time. You know,
man, your guitar.
I was like, Dad, it has that 4 knobs and a whammy bar. I don't care what kind of guitar it is.
Four knobs. Were you into like AC/DC or
Love
anything?
AC/DC.
Yeah,
Love it.
right.
That was Angus Young was my original first favorite guitar player. Then I met him and I told him that he was my favorite guitar player, and he told me to stop pissing in his pocket. So I told him to fuck off or something. I was like, whatever, fuck you.
Stop pissing in his pocket.
I was like, hey, well, like, basically we're at the Golden God Awards, and and one of my liaisons was like, I was supposed to take Angus Young to the bathroom, but I know you're a huge fan. You take him to the bathroom, so I take him, like, grabs my arm and take him to the bathroom. I was waiting for him, and I was like, hey man, I just want to thank you for your work. And he just looks at me like I got shit on my face or something. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I started playing guitar because of you. And he's like, quit pissing in my pocket. And I was like, I was just like, fuck you, basically.
Wow, that's a great term, though, right?
Yeah.
Like
must be Australian.
Quit pissing in my pocket.
I say your pocket's way too far down there for me to piss in.
How about
short guy.
Let's talk a little bit about your orange amp. You got your own model now.
Yeah, that's what I play through live. I mean, I just played through one of those amps live with 3 cabinets, and it slams.
Just one head?
Oh yeah.
What the hell? Really?
Oh yeah, in the bedroom setting. 15 watts, not 30 watts.
Really?
I dumb it down.
Oh, just to get it so it breaks up quicker?
Just to get it to break up quicker.
I saw in the Toe to Toes video you're playing a 335. Was that yours or is it Brendan? You're playing like a black 335.
That's mine. All the guitars I play are mine. I don't ever play anyone else's guitars.
Oh, wow. Yeah, wow, man. A black 335 is nice.
It's actually a 445, and that's a BB King Lucille guitar.
Oh, with the knob? It's got the
toggle.
Oh,
the
yeah.
5-way toggle.
Oh,
that's a stereo guitar.
Oh, wow.
You can plug 2 amps on either side of the stage on that guitar, and it's fucking...
Really?
Yeah. That's a badass guitar.
That's sick. Now, what about the Plexi V and that stuff? Who makes that stuff? Electric guitar company?
Some dumb dickhead made it for me that I will not pimp his name ever.
Oh, okay.
Some wolf in sheep's clothing made it for me.
Wow. All right.
Then he inherited Travis Bean, and then he met Katy Perry, I guess, and it's just happy ever after. I don't know. That's enough breath wasted on that.
All right. I love you, dude. You are an outlaw, dude.
Yes, sir.
You are an outlaw.
That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about your early days. You used to work construction.
Oh, yeah.
Like I did too, man, and could be the worst shit ever, right? What were you? I was a framer.
I was a framer. I was a roofer. I was a brick. I was a stone paver. You know, I was very disgruntled back then, and I was just basically I was a wildling before the wildlings came along. I was just wild. I slept outside. I slept in cars. I had a job, but I just would just go out and just pass out and wherever, like in bushes and shit.
Just no house?
I mean, no, I didn't have a house back then, but I had a guitar and a practice pad, and I'd just be there all the time playing guitar. Or if I weren't at work, I'd be in my practice pad experimenting with psychedelics and just playing guitar. And just kind of trying to grow myself as an artist because I was already working my fingers to the bone everywhere else around town, getting tossed around as a laborer, and then some guys could see, hey, this guy's talented. You don't need to be a laborer. He can read a tool. He can read blueprints. I've taught him how to take a 16th into a foot and read the blueprints. And he can map shit out. He can pop, whatever. So I excelled in that, and then I met, and I was already working on Mastodon the whole entire time. And so it came the day where I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to come to work this week because I have to go on tour with my band. And the guy where I worked for was like, that's so awesome, dude. You go on tour and you fucking scream in that microphone. You give everybody hell. Give them hell, motherfucker. You hear me? And I was like, okay, I'll give them hell. I'm going to go now. And I'm going to go give everybody hell. And I'm going to scream in that microphone and play the piss out of that guitar, just like you said. Gordon Aresti was his name. He's an awesome guy.
That's fucking great when you got a boss like that that gets it.
He was so cool. He's like I want to credit him honestly a lot, a lot for my career because he wasn't having, me under his wing very long. This guy was super into motocross and stuff, vintage motorcycles and stuff. So me and him, we got along very well. It was hard to get to work. We would just talk about motorcycles forever, and then we would. The job would always run like 2 months late. But I mean, he was an amazing person, and I'm looking forward to working with him again. He's gonna come up and we're gonna remodel my house together. So
no shit.
Full circle.
The same dude?
Yeah.
Wow, you talk to him still?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow.
He's a mentor of mine.
Wow, that's so
He's a great dude. He's a
Wh-
great dude. Honestly, he's just I can't say enough good things about him.
I love when you get a boss that gets it that you're not going to be there forever, so they're cool with fucking some shit because they know you've got another destiny, but they still let you work at the job. You know what I mean? I had a guy like that when I sold motorcycles. He was basically like, "Look, man, I got to lay someone off, and I know this ain't your gig, so you'll get unemployment and go get that comedy career." You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And he
believed in you.
They believe in you.
And and this guy, he believed in me, and so therefore he let me have that time off, and I got to accomplish what I needed to, and I honestly I just can't thank him enough. He taught me a valuable lesson, which is something I still know how to do, and put a roof over my head, and put a roof over other people's heads. Whatever.
That's badass. You still fuck around with psychedelics? What are you into? Mushrooms, acid?
No, not really. I'm 45 now. I don't fuck around with anything.
Yeah, you're just not into it, or
I'm just not. I've been there, done that.
Yeah,
I know exactly all about it. I don't need to check it out again.
Yeah. What were you into?
Everything.
Yeah, I loved it too. Mushrooms. Yeah. I like mushrooms the best. It was the cleanest. It was kind of you could roll, and you didn't have to worry about how many.
The thing I didn't like about mushrooms, I'd just be immobilized. I would never take enough to just get a buzz. I would take a lot to have a journey.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what? Like an eighth or more?
I would take 3 stems and a couple of caps to begin with.
Yeah.
And then I'd start on the journey, and then I'd go to another place. I wouldn't be like here on Earth with everyone. I was like, in the spirit world, basically.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've taken that ride before, and it's
pretty awesome. I liked it, and I've tried to dabble several times in my 40s and what. And it's like, whatever it is. I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
How about weed? You're down with weed, right?
Yeah, like I smoke a little bit at night. Now I used to huff it all day, but. Got a lot of shit going on, so I can't really do that. I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I did so much when I was younger. I don't really want or need or have the desire because I've already, took all the journeys and the trips and the time. I spent the time with it.
What do you get? What do you see coming up? Like you guys are getting ready to end this tour, and then I think you got a month off, and you're going back out. But you gonna work on another record, or what do you think?
I really hope that. What I really want to do and what I really hope people will let me do is take some fucking time off and let me breathe. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been going at it for 18 years, man.
That's how shitty the music industry is because, you got to work your dick into the dirt before you can see any worms.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Bill about that on the podcast.
It's just like this is definitely the most brutal job I've ever had.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah. I would definitely rather frame houses again.
Really?
Fuck yeah. Like, no one's looking at me. It's like, stop looking at me just because I fucking played goddamn a show on the stage. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just don't care. Never have cared. But I, even when the opportunity's there and you strike and it happens and then they milk you, like, I feel like I'm being milked like a dry hyena titty. I don't have nothing left for anyone.
Yeah.
They've worked me to my fucking soul is almost gone. So my next thing is going to happen for me is I'm not going to play music for a year or two. I need to go regather myself.
Really?
Yes, really.
After this tour, you think?
I never said that. I said that's what's next for me.
I got you. I mean, I get that.
As far as me, what's next for me is that.
Right.
Now, what's next for me in my job? I couldn't tell you. I mean, they probably got tours booked up their bank accounts, just so they're. I don't know. They got me booked as long as they need to eat.
Wow. Yeah, I get it.
Or as long as they need to shop or whatever they do with their money. I don't care. All I care about is my peace of mind, which is leaving me. So I need to stop and recalculate myself. Press. Just kind of. I need to decompress from all this, and I need to press the restart button and just kind of reboot myself in a way.
Yeah, I get it, man.
I think I'm gonna. I just got married a year so ago, and I gotta go down there and meet all our family, and I've been on tour constantly, so it's just not healthy.
Yeah. Where's her family
I'm looking.
from?
My next thing is just to go get healthy and just to get away from the music business for hopefully over a year. Just it's okay. It'll be okay. I can still play music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If people want me to play good music, they need to let me go for a year.
Yeah.
If anyone that had a half of mine that was in charge of anything that I did would listen to what I say and not ignore what I say.
I mean,
which happens a lot.
You're an incredible player, dude.
Thank you.
And your songwriting is mind-boggling.
Thank you.
And you're singing. You're like a trifecta, dude. I mean, I look at you up there for real, and I'm like, that guy is the fucking real deal, man. I mean, like, the old saying of there's no, danger in rock anymore. When I see you, I go, oh, you better look at, and when I think of you, I think of an absolute authentic musician. I had Rollins on a couple days ago, and he always says, when you look at a front man, a good one, you can tell he's great because he wouldn't be able to do anything else but what he does. He's just that, like a Bon Scott, where you're not going to see him go get a job or something. When I look at you, I know you can do construction, but there's no way that this is what you're built to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a multifaceted individual. I can, I feel like I'm always growing, and I don't look at music as the end-all be-all for myself. I just look at as my artistic outlet and my avenue that I've definitely excelled in because I love guitar playing and I love originality and I just love music a lot. And I love my friends that I play in my band with a lot. So that's the longevity, and I think that's a big part of it is our camaraderie as friends. That's all four of us.
When I look at you guys, a band 18 years, all original members still. You know what I mean?
Well, you said earlier we're slowly becoming your favorite band. Well, we've slowly done everything.
Right.
We slowly became this. We slowly became that because I told when we got signed on Warner Brothers in 2006 or 5 or whatever, I was like, don't you ruin this band and make it some overnight sensation with a song we don't even really like that we wrote just to please you guys. Make it a slow, organic growth.
Yeah. I mean, it's super organic.
They certainly have, and they gave us complete artistic freedom, and I'm grateful for the people that were there at the time, which most of them are not even alive anymore. So, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just been completely organic.
Just hip hop has taken over because everyone doesn't have the attention span to actually learn a skill when it comes to an instrument. Everyone just prefer the way their mouth sounds because everyone loves themselves now because narcissistic selfie world we live in.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I think it's also the ADD world. People don't have the fucking mind to learn an instrument. They're like, I'm no good this week, and they just move on.
Yeah. Hey, when I learned that, when I could download the app on my iPhone and put myself on Instagram, like, whatever. I don't know. I'm not downing or bagging on anybody. I just know for being an old school guy that you gotta know how to fix it when it breaks. You gotta know how to create it. You can't. It doesn't come overnight, and it doesn't come easily. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get anything. I'm not talking about music. I'm talking about everything.
Yeah, I feel it every day.
If you
want to
be successful at anything, you're gonna have to eventually do something you probably wouldn't want to do.
Yeah, or face fears and failure.
Face everything. Just fucking face it. Be honest. Also, when you face it, don't lie to it, because when you lie to it, you're lying to you. If you're hiding behind your effects pedals and your iPads and shit while you're up there, then I don't know what kind of career you're gonna have. You're gonna have a short one, in my opinion.
Yeah. How do you write songs? Do you just sit down and start writing riffs, or do you write the whole song?
I don't really write songs. I compile songs. It takes me a while to write a song, or it takes me or a song just comes to me and I write it overnight. Or if I really want to do something impressive, I'll work on it for about a year and really put the pieces where I need them. And I have different methods, of course. I have several methods. You don't have enough time on this for the podcast.
Yeah. I'm just curious because
I mean, I do a lot of things that I don't even really want to talk about, honestly.
Yeah.
I roll dice and I name the dice different chords, and I do all kinds of weird things that I've taught myself how to do, just from being a music teacher. Also, I mean, I teach guitar classes every day at 1:30 to some unassuming whoever, and then just try to plow through the mud with them.
Oh, online? You teach online?
No, only when I'm on tour.
Oh, I got you. But when
I don't do anything online.
Right.
I wake up. I give a guitar lesson at 1, and then the sound check starts, and then interviews start, and then a meet and greet starts, and then doors open.
Right.
Rarely have time to hang out with the people that you've become very fond of in those parts of the world, because they work you like a broke dick dog because of the how fucked the music industry is for rock and roll and heavy metal and whatever. Any kind of music that requires raw talent, good luck.
Yeah. Oh man, I hear you, dude. I hear you. Well, I can't thank you enough, dude, for talking to me. I mean, thanks
for talking to me.
I just love this new EP, and it's knocking me out.
That's good. I'm glad you finally get your ears around it.
Yeah, because I was so into the record, so it just seemed weird. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we put out 2 albums in 1 year. It's very ambitious.
Right.
2017, I put out 6 albums. GTO, West End Motel, Fiend Let It Face, 2 Mastodon albums.
Yeah.
Legend, I put out 6 albums in 2017.
What's going on with Legends of Siegelman?
You guys out there right now? I haven't even had time to say hello to anyone.
Yeah.
It's just been like work. You fucking.
You guys gonna do a new record?
Fuck. I mean, we just did a new record.
Yeah, but
2017. It's only 2018.
Yeah, I know.
We typically don't do a new record every year.
Right.
We do them every other or year. We typically put out an album every 3 years. So I still got a little bit of time left before I need to field that question. I think.
So you got 2 more dates and you're out, and you're home?
I'll be home for July 8th through August 11th.
Back to Atlanta, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Sweating with the oldies. Sweating to the oldies.
Stay safe, dude.
Yeah, man.
On those motorcycles. I got fucking ran over, man.
Me too.
So you did? What happened?
January 23rd, 2018, I got sideswiped by a hit and run. Broke my occipital, which is where your C1 goes into your skull.
Right.
Cracked my C1. Broke my nose. Full face helmet. Broke both of my ribs. Broke my clavicle. Broke my knee. That's what happened.
Same thing happened to me, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy
Hurts,
woman.
don't it?
Hit me at 70 miles an hour. She just ran me over. She stole an Escalade, thought she was getting chased because she was all methed up, and mowed me over on the highway by Dodger Stadium. I had broke ribs, tore open my arm. You can see here, smashed my ankle, dislocated my shoulder, and she got away.
I have on this particular bike. I have a full coverage plan, so it covers non-insured drivers. So I'm looking at a settlement, which is pretty good news on top of a lot of bad news.
Yeah, exactly. I had the same thing, but I had to sue my insurance company because they were lagging on it. Like, oh.
Yeah, that's no problem either.
Yep.
I got a guy, I got someone in my corner,
Yep.
I'm not that stupid. I just look stupid.
Yeah, no, you don't look stupid, dude. I could talk to you for hours, dude.
That's why I talk a lot. I talk to a lot of, I'm a vagabond. I'm a nomad. I was original vagabond nomad.
Yeah.
From the Western world. I fucking talk a bark off a tree. I scare a freight train up a dirt road.
I'm going to get out of your hair, dude, because I know you got friends here.
And little hair left.
I can't thank you enough for doing the podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
And I love the new record and the EP. And I'm looking forward to some more Mastodon, see where it goes. Country record, punk rock record, whatever. I'm on board.
Here's what I can guarantee you one thing. Whatever it is we do, we're going to do it to the best of our abilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you guys are like at the top of your game right now, man. And this was a great tour. I've seen it a few times now on this run, and it was fantastic.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've definitely... We've talked several times backstage, but we just haven't had a chance to do this.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to Let There Be Talk. Go out there and see Mastodon. I'm sure they're going to be back out and see
September up in Canada.
Oh, Canada.
All you Canadians, come on out.
Oh, September, Canada. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Dinosaur Jr.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. And then anything in
Our
Europe?
first Canadian tour in all Canada.
First Canadian tour?
Well, we've been up there several times.
Right,
We're just going to be up there for a month doing Canada, yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Later.